So, Nintendo is being sued, pretty much for patent infringement and a ban on sales for the Nintendo Switch. So if you haven't got your Switch, you might want to go out and get one while you still can. Because, yeah, this is a thing that's happening. But apparently Nintendo is being sued for copyright elements of its Nintendo Switch console, allegedly infringing patents held by GameVice. GameVice, which designs clip-on controllers for mobile phones and tablets, have called for a complete sales ban on the popular console, as well as damages. A court filing in California claims Nintendo's sales of its successful Switch console has caused damage and irreparable injury to GameVice. No offense, GameVice, but I don't think Nintendo caused that. It could be because you're not that big. just saying. It could be because people are anticipating the Nintendo Switch, so they all went and bought the dang thing because it's a Nintendo, thing. Because Nintendo's a huge company. It's practically a household name at this point. GameVice, on the other hand, you're not. To be honest, I didn't even know you existed until this came out. I knew there were controllers and things that were designed for smartphones and tablets and different sizes and whatnot, but I didn't know the company. I don't know the companies that make those because I don't really pay attention to it. I don't have one. I've never been in the market for one. And just saying, GameVice is probably not that big of a household name unless you have gone out looking for some of this stuff. But anyway, Nintendo has reported unprecedented interest in its Switch console. More than 5 million of the devices have been sold today, making it the fastest-selling console in the company's history. Nintendo has struggled to keep up with the demand for the portable gaming device, which includes support for games such as Zelda and a possible new Metroid game coming out. Yeah, I really want that. Anyway, but GameVice is claiming the design for the Nintendo infringed its patents on the design of the Joy-Con controllers, which clip to either side of the Switch's main screen. And essentially what it is it's a controller that Vicecom has created that has a bridge, connects the two, and a tablet slips into it, allowing you to use it to play games. But GameVice patents for similar mobile gaming controllers were originally granted back in September 2015. It released its WikiPad tablet controller back in 2013, which allowed tablets to slot into consoles. It later released the GameVice controller for smartphones in 2015. The Switch just came out, last year? Near the end of last year? Wow, you know what? I really don't remember when the Switch came out. I have to look that up. Anyway, as of May of this year, GameVice has raised $12.5 million US dollars from Silicon Valley investors. The company, which was co-founded by Oculus VR executive Brendan Irbe, I can't say his last name, has hired leading Silicon Valley lawyers for its case. The GameVice controller is designed to work with both Apple and Samsung devices and includes a collection of traditional gaming controllers allowing gamers to play hundreds of video games on their smartphones and tablets, the company said in its filing. While GameVice's patent is for a combination computing device with a game controller with flexible bridge section, the Nintendo Switch does not contain a bridge element between its two Joy-Cons. GameVice's suit alleges that the Switch itself acts as a structural bridge on the console. And you know what? That actually is kind of true. The console itself acts as the bridge, but it's not the bridge. Unlike their controller that has to snip on, or snip a device in between it onto the bridge. But their mobile versions don't do that. Instead, the phone itself acts as the bridge. So they actually might be onto something on that. But earlier this year, Nintendo beat expectations by posting first quarterly profits of 16.2 billion yen, compared to a loss of 5.13 billion yen in the same period last year, largely boosted by interest in the Switch console. Sales bans have been threatened in the past in similar cases, with a recent attempt to ban sales of Hawaii smartphones in the UK. Apple has also previously attempted to enforce a US ban on sales of smartphones over patent infringement in the US, but that never actually happened either. Honestly, they got somewhat of a case. They can argue that the Switch itself is the bridge. But their patent is for their personal versions of the controller, and you can only make a controller so much a certain way before there's overlap, unfortunately. I don't think they're going to be able to actually do what they're setting out to do. I think what it is they just don't selling enough, and since the Switch kind of looks like it, they're trying to get some money out of Nintendo to stay afloat type kind of thing. But, the Joy-Cons, they detach and they're separate entities by themselves. They don't have to be connected to the console to work. On top of that, because the Joy-Cons are, quite frankly, identical, just flipped, you can use them as two separate controllers if you're playing something like Mario Kart, which they showed in the trailer that you'd be able to use it with. And it's got two side buttons on it when you hold it sideways like that for, drifting and other things around the corners when actually playing Mario Kart. But they seem to think they have enough of a case that they can actually go after Nintendo for this. And if that's the case, then you might see a ban of sales, but somehow I highly doubt that's going to actually happen. The Nintendo Switch will continue to go on strong. They'll probably settle out for some unseen amount, and then everybody will walk away and be fine. But I saw this, just thought I'd share it, because I thought it was quite interesting, especially when I talked on my last video about Rockstar being sued over Chloe, or Miss Chloe, the Psychic, whatever her name was again. But anyway, I just thought I'd share this because I thought this was also equally about as humorous, but at the same time, they actually slightly might have a case for this one, unfortunately. Well, that's about all I got to say about that. So, until next time, see you later.